Welcome to podcasts recorded live at the Center for Spiritual Living in Portland, Oregon. We have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center and its video podcasts, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.
on the one for a little bit. Hang on 1 second. I can grab a pick. You guys can start.
Good morning. Everybody get out your blue sheet and we're going to sing our opening song called Higher Place by Daniel Nahmad. Up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and place. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul rising to a higher place. Up, up, up to a higher place. Up, 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 far beyond this time and space. Up, up, up to a higher place. I feel my soul
Good morning and welcome to the Portland Center for Spiritual Living. We are a Science of Mind community that teaches spiritual principles to transform your life and make the world a better place. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. All we ask is that you stay open to the possibility of changing your entire life simply by changing your mind. My name is Nancy Ashley, licensed practitioner here, and I welcome you, and especially welcome to call out to our Facebook Live community. So, my name is Nancy Ashley, one of the licensed practitioners here, and it's my honor to welcome you. If you're new to the center and joining us for the first time here, hopefully you've already received a welcome packet. This includes Science of Mind magazine and a lot of information about who we are, what we serve, what we believe in, how we might serve you. So you'll also get more information on our website, cslportland.org, cslportland.org. And the website gives lots of information about the various activities here at the center. So everyone's invited to visit our website, where you can sign up to receive email subscriptions. On the home page, you scroll all the way down, and there's a space to sign up with your name and email address. So subscriptions include a weekly listing of all of our events and services, a free program called 365 Earnest Homes, which is created by our own Reverend Larry, and it includes a lovely background picture and some reflective material with a quote from Ernest Holmes. You can also enter your birthday and receive an e-card and gift on your birthday. So here are some announcements, just the highlights. Of course, we're here every Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, and you can get us on Facebook Live or live. We're finally getting people back in, yay. And we also have YouTube of the service that comes out a little bit later in the day or tomorrow, and you can watch that. And there's also a podcast of the talk. So our Wednesday night meditation, which is continuing on Zoom at 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. This week is led by licensed practitioner Sean Larkin and is called A Trinity of Loving Kindness. Let's see if I can say this. Metta, Ho'onoponopono, and Agape. Yeah. So, yay. We also have continuing the Friday lunch with Reverend Larry every Friday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time by Zoom, and the link is on the website or on the email. Lunch is optional, but then you can also have a little bit of spiritual discussion as well as social time there, so it's lovely. We have online Zoom groups for our Social Justice Book Club and our 12-step program for women, both of which I facilitate. And I'll just say that our book 4 that we will be discussing on the first Saturday of May is this book that Reverend Marilyn's going to introduce us to, which is fabulous. We are just finishing the season for peace and nonviolence. So some of you have been following in the booklet that we have provided. And today, let's see, the last, so there's a little bit of confusion because I thought the anniversary of Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s death was on April 4th, but today is the last day in the booklet. So the thought for today is celebration. Margaret Mead said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Celebrate your knowledge and maturity. Nonviolence is building the courage to speak and act with respect, reverence and compassion for our own being. So you may still want it. There's still a few at the front, at the table there. I think I have 4 of them at home now. But I share them when it's time. So let's see. Save the date. So Surrender into the Mystery is always held on Good Friday, which this year is April 15th. It'll be 7 p.m., and I believe this is a Zoom meeting. Surrender, come surrender whatever may have caused you pain. Join us in our annual group meditation practice that allows each of us to let go of the past and embrace the great mystery of love. Everyone is welcome to join us on Zoom for this service facilitated by licensed practitioners Kate Barrett and Kathy Batten. So that's Friday night, Good Friday, April 15th. We also have our annual business meeting coming up the following Sunday, April 24th, and this will be after our service here. We'll be doing a hybrid meeting, so we will be meeting upstairs, those of us that can stay and join us, but if you can't, it'll be on Facebook Live, or no, I guess on our Zoom link for that meeting. And in that time, we vote on a new slate of board candidates, give a full financial program report, and what's happening here at the center. This will be in person and through Zoom. So now I would like to have Reverend Marilyn come up and share some of our educational sacred study.
Awesome. Thank you, Nancy. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to our Facebook Live audience. Sacred study. It is one of the cornerstones of Science of Mind teaching, and that is that we have opportunities to deepen our understanding of spiritual principles at work in our life. And I'm going to announce 3 classes. We have several, but these are ones where they're coming up soon. I feel like I'm getting an echo here. Is anyone else getting an echo? Okay. The first, it starts this Thursday. So we're talking immediate. If you're interested in this class, which I highly encourage, it means register now. You can go online and register. It's Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And in this 5-week class, what we look at are spiritual principles applied to 3 specific areas of our life: relationships, prosperity, and health. So if there's anything in our life that we're like, well, gee, that could be enhanced a little bit, this would be a prime opportunity to do that. So it's 5 weeks, and now I don't have a mic. You can hear me? Okay. So it's 5 weeks, starts this Thursday. It's on Thursday night from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So I highly encourage you, because we do need to get your workshop material or your class materials to you. The other is a Fear to Faith workshop. It's a short workshop, 2-hour workshop that we are offering at 3 different times, and different, either you can choose virtual or in person. And what this workshop is Science of Mind teaches that faith is a belief in an invisible principle and law which directly and specifically responds to us, and I'm going to emphasize, in a personal way. And so what this workshop does is it walks us through an intuitive process where we identify the fear, have an opportunity to release that and replace it with faith in our Word of God. And so we convert fear, doubt, and worry to faith as our personal power to make changes in our life. So the times that are available: next Saturday, so that again is coming up really soon. Saturday, April 9th from 1 to 3. That is via Zoom. So if you like distance learning, if you want to stay in your pajamas with your coffee or have your puppy next to you or whatever that is, that's possible. And I am facilitating that next Saturday from 1 to 3. We also have a weekday, Tuesday morning from 10 to noon Pacific time. That's on May 3rd, and that's facilitated by licensed practitioner Kate Barrett. She is a licensed practitioner emerita, meaning she's had 20 plus years of applying spiritual principles. And then Reverend Larry is opening up our classroom upstairs on Sunday, May 29th from 12:30 to 2:30. So those 3 opportunities are all the Fear to Faith workshop. We have several, but there's one more that's coming up, and it reinforces the book we're introducing today. This is The Beloved Community, which is a half-day workshop facilitated by licensed practitioner Nancy Ashley and licensed practitioner emerita Kate Barrett. It's on Saturday, April 30th, so that's just a few weeks away, from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. So what is going to happen in this workshop? Participants draw on the concepts of peace and nonviolence. Nancy just shared with us that we're concluding our season for peace and nonviolence. Well, this focuses on that nonviolence to establish and continue daily practice of honoring the rights of all beings. Participants explore and experience methods that deepen our commitment to love and unity. This is how we create and maintain what Congressman John Lewis called the beloved community, a nation and a world society at peace with itself. So there's several more. The announcements are in your handout and also online. And I have a special request from our board to make an announcement. So if sacred study, if you're kind of like, oh, gee, I'm just not sure about sacred study. What about sacred service? We have opportunities for everyone. So we are in need of volunteers. We're wanting to reopen our bookstore. There's been an ask for bringing back refreshments and coffee time. Well, we need volunteers. So if there's an hour or 2 of service that you can provide maybe once a month, that would be great. And you can see Kristen Amundsen, who is just raise your hand, Kristen. She also led our congregational singing this morning. Thank you, Kristen. So if you're like feeling compelled to get into action through sacred service, see Kristen. Nancy.
There we go. And I just want to say the Beloved Community Workshop is focused on Martin Luther King Jr., Thich Nhat Hanh, and Gandhi. And How much better can you get than that? Okay. So our flowers today are, of course, courtesy of Kat Jacobs, who's been doing this for 2 years now. Our guest musician, our inspirational music, is provided by our very own Paulette Holley, with backup from the Friends Band. And our congregational songs are being presented by Kristen Amundsen, so thank you both. Today's message, and Harmless as Doves, is by our own Reverend Marilyn Sprague, so thank you. So sit back and relax, because we know that somewhere between the music, the meditation, and the message is exactly what your heart came to receive. And as we go into that sacred space, knowing that God, Spirit, divine intelligence is in, through, and as every aspect of the universe. It is love, peace, wisdom, abundance, unity. All of these beautiful qualities are everywhere present, in, through, and as everything, everywhere, all beings. And so I know that that means that I am imbued with all of these beautiful qualities, that I am a unique expression of that oneness. And I am sure that every person here and in the sound of my voice is part of that beloved community that is also filled with all of the qualities of God, of Spirit, fully present in, through, and as each and every one of us. And so I claim and affirm for us today, first, that there is a recognition that we are co-creating these amazing lives of ours. And to get the highest and best of all for each and every one of us, we know that we need to keep our mind focused on love, on unity, on peace. And we need to be filled with compassion and love as we approach all of the different situations that come up in the world, knowing that each one of us is a being of spirit, that we each are flowing with Spirit through us, in us, as us, through us, that it is always there available for us to awaken and use these qualities. And I'm so very grateful to know this truth, to know that each one of us is able to be strong and compassionate at the same time. And so I just give thanks for this, and I release my word into the action and activity of the law, knowing that it is already done. The law works with us. It always says yes to whatever we claim and affirm and believe in our hearts. And so I release this, I let it be, and together we say, and so it is. And as we go into a few moments of silent meditation, I just invite us to feel that Spirit within us, knowing that we are one with all that is.
I wish you love, I wish you peace, I wish your life to be at ease. I wish contentment and much delight. I know your life will turn out right. I wish success, I wish you oneness, I wish delight and much abundance. I wish you love and great bliss. Most of all, I wish you this. I wish you connection to Spirit within you, guiding you gently to what you should do. Yes, I wish you well. Yes, I know all things are granted. Let it be so. have wishes, we all have cares. I truly believe that wishes are prayers. Let us trust and believe many blessings to receive. I wish you connection to spirit within you, guiding you gently to what you should do. Yes, I wish you well. Yes, I know all things are granted. Let it be so.
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 Thank you, Paulette and Friends Band. I wish you connection to spirit within you. How perfect as we start today on the eve before the anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination in 1968. We begin a series featuring his book, Strength to Love. It is a compilation of the sermons he delivered to his parishioners during the now legendary 1955 bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama, which is the foundational event of the civil rights movement in the United States. This book, which Nancy mentioned, is I think she called it a wonderful book or a fabulous book. I call it an illuminating resource, for it really shows us the manner in which Martin Luther King combined his deeply held theological belief in the interdependent nature of all life and his method for moving towards nonviolence as he advocated for social change at a time when violence and lawlessness was rampant. And in the midst of that tempest, he was emphatic in his message of nonviolence. Here's what he said: "We must work passionately and unrelentingly for full stature as citizens. But may it never be said, my friends, that to gain it, we used the inferior methods of falsehood, malice, hate, and violence." The invitation of this book is beautifully stated by Coretta Scott King. His wife, she wrote in the foreword, quote, "Love, truth, and courage to do what is right should be our own guideposts on this lifelong journey." So if we think of the lyrics of the beautiful music that Paulette shared with us, I wish you connection to spirit within. That connection is what gives us the love, truth, and courage to do what is right, following our own internal guideposts on this lifelong journey. So as we begin our exploration of putting faith into action, which is what Martin Luther King did, he did not separate his faith from his social active methods. What he did is he put his faith into action. We also have the opportunity of understanding how our faith can become that force from within which impels us forward to do the right things through love, truth, and courage. And you know, he demonstrated this in a manner that reminded me, how many of us have been to an IMAX theater? Okay, you know, the screen is like bigger than life. It's surround sound, and sometimes it had 3D effects. Well, I think Martin Luther King's life and the manner in which he combined his faith with social activism is like an IMAX experience. It's bigger than life. It's surround sound, so it's very, very clear. You cannot miss the message. And so in our message today, and Harmless as Doves, we're focusing on the power of blending opposites, of moving beyond either or thinking and being. We're looking at blending these opposites as the necessity in our social justice advocacy to combine the strength of a tough mind with the compassion of a tender heart. And we heard that in licensed practitioners Nancy's opening prayer about the tough mind, that we focus, but we also have a tender heart of compassion. And for Martin Luther King, this was all within the context of what he called one loving presence, a presence that gives us courage to rise above the tempest of injustice and to embrace the strength to love. Now, this is not a foreign concept for those of us that are studying science of mind. Many of us are familiar with Ernest Holmes saying, you know, thought plus feeling equals demonstration. Well, thought, Emma put it this way, turn from the face of appearances and hold steadfast to the truth. So Emma Curtis Hopkins, known as the metaphysical teacher of teachers, showed us that, okay, there is a situation requiring change. Turn from the face of that appearance and hold steadfast to truth. Martin Luther King put it in terms of tough mind, tender heart, in the context of one loving presence. So his approach is very much reinforced by the teachings of science of mind. And so the social justice advocacy, tough mind, tender heart, in the context of one loving presence, is a reinforcement, a reassurance to each of us that there is an ever-present presence of support and guidance. And as Paulette said, our wish is for you to have that connection of the internal connection of spirit within you. And so that's what we're going to explore, is a three-pronged approach of tough mind, tender heart within the context of one loving presence. Sound exciting? Are you ready? Let's do it. All right. Tough mind. Why tough mind? Martin Luther King was very specific about what a tough mind helps us do. It provides a firmness of purpose and a solidness of commitment. Now, earlier when people were arriving, I had a lovely conversation about commitment. It's kind of like it's on my calendar, and if someone says, can I meet with you at such and such a time, it's like, what day is that? And if it's on the day of that commitment, it's like, nope, sorry, can't do it. So Martin Luther King is saying to us, firmness of purpose. We know what it is that we are seeking, and there is a solidness, a firmness, a steadfastness of commitment. And he did not mince words describing the necessity of a tough mind. He said, few people have the toughness of mind to judge critically and to discern the true from the false, the fact from the fiction. One of the great needs of mankind is to be lifted above the morass of false propaganda. And if we think of our congregational singing this morning that Kristen led us in, up, up, up to a higher place, well, this is exactly what he's saying. A tough mind helps us rise up above being allured and caught up in false thinking. Now, he has great clarity in his message where he describes the characteristics of tough mind. Incisive thinking. I mean, I love his words. Incisive thinking, realistic appraisal, decisive judgment, sharp and penetrating. And this is one of my favorite. Breaking through the crusts of legends and myths. I think of like the crust on a pie, you know, where you kind of cut through and then the oozy, juicy filling comes through. It's like, that's what a tough mind is. You break through the crust of legends and myths. And why toughness of mind? Again, because it gives us two things. It gives us firmness of purpose and solidness of commitment. And the Montgomery bus boycott was a perfect example of how he applied this. What he articulated was an immediate goal, the desegregation of city buses, yet he elevated the purpose and commitment to the ultimate goal of healing and regenerating an entire population. Here's what he said. The basic conflict is not really over the buses. Yet we believe that if the method we use in dealing with equality in the buses can eliminate injustice within ourselves, we shall at the same time be attacking the basis of injustice, man's hostility toward man. Well, again, this reinforces science of mind. We talk about change our thinking, change our life. It's like if we want an outside change, what do? We go to the cause, and the cause is always our thought. And so it's important that we are aware that tough mind isn't being, shall we say, rigid. It's being committed with firmness of purpose, knowing what we want and being committed to taking the necessary action to move forward. And that brings us to the second part. Being tough-minded without a tender heart leads towards callousness. It leads towards the brutality that we see in the world. And we realize that all of life is not mental. So it isn't about thinking. It's thought plus feeling. And so our tough-mindedness without a tender heart is described by Martin Luther King as cold and detached. And he describes that what can happen is we fall into a pattern of not connecting with individuals, person to person. Suddenly, people are simply a tool to get something done. It's like a number. It's like a cog in the wheel. It's like, what can you do for me? There is no connection without a tender heart. And he said, he paints a very dim picture of what happens without a tender heart. If we succumb to the temptation to use violence in our struggle for freedom, unborn generations will be the recipients of a long and desolate night of bitterness. And our chief legacy to them will be never-ending reign of chaos. Now, can you imagine articulating that as that is the legacy we leave when we make a choice towards violence. He was advocating and saying, yes, change must happen. And we must be firm in where we're going, but we must open our hearts. We must have a tender heart. He did not spend a lot of time talking about what a tender heart looked like. He spent quite a bit of time showing us what it looks like if we do not have a tender heart. So how do we quell the savageness of humanity and create a gentle world? Well, a tender heart is grounded in the law of vibration. And for those of us that recently finished hermetics class, we learned about the law of vibration. We know that the law of vibration is attractive in its nature. And Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith describes the potency of a tender heart this way: to the degree that you attune yourself to the vibrancy of love, compassion, truth, discernment, and honesty, a vibration will go forth from you that contributes to the upliftment, up, of your own consciousness and to the collective consciousness. In essence, when we choose to have a tender heart, when we align with love, compassion, harmony, truth, and we discern right from wrong, in essence, we are a beneficial presence. Our very presence is the vibration of a tender heart. And in its nature, it is attractive, which means it attracts more of it to us. And so when we combine the power, the focus of a tough mind with a tender heart, we are combining opposites. We are combining opposites. We are moving away from a natural tendency of either or. So we could be all soft, warm, fuzzy, loving, and not have that zeal, that commitment, that absolute focus on where it is that we're going. Or we could have total focus, but we don't have the compassion. Martin Luther King shares with us how we can combine the opposites of a tough mind with a tender heart so that we can go forward to resolve the issues we face today, being harmless as a dove. And so that was always in the context of one loving presence. See, he strongly advocated for tough mind, tender heart because it was in the context of one loving presence. He absolutely believed in the interdependence of all nature. He knew that there was no separation. And once again, is that not science of mind? Look at our teaching symbol, the circle. It's eternal. There's nothing outside of it. God is all there is. And we are of it. Not with it, of it. Which means, just as Paulette said, my wish is for that connection with spirit that resides within. And so his anchor as he moved forward in his social justice advocacy, specifically nonviolence, was that there is a loving presence that binds all of us, that binds all of life together in unity, harmony, and love. And that he did turn to this loving presence for strength and guidance. Again, Paulette, your song was perfect. Strength and guidance to rise above, up, from the tempest of social injustice. he also reminded others that they too are always supported by this loving presence. So I would like to conclude this morning's message with a passage from his first sermon in the book, A Tough Mind and a Tender Heart. And he says, "When we are staggered by the chilly winds of adversity and battered by the raging storms of disappointment, and when through our folly and sin we stray into some destructive far country and are frustrated because a strange feeling of homesickness, we need to know that there is someone," and that's with a capital S, "who loves us, cares for us, understands us, and will give us another chance. When days grow dark and nights grow dreary, we can be thankful that God combines in his nature a creative synthesis of love and justice that will lead us through the life's dark valleys and into sunlit pathways of hope and fulfillment. Will lead us from life's dark valleys and into sunlit pathways of hope and fulfillment. Truly, the combination of a tough mind and a tender heart leads us to that place of hope and fulfillment. Let us pray. In this now moment, recognizing one power, one presence, one loving presence that binds all of nature in unity, harmony, and the vibration of love. I know I am of it, for there is no separation. There is nothing outside of this one presence. I am of it. And as I am of it, each person here, all of life is of this one loving presence. And so right here and right now, I claim and affirm and I speak my word for and about moving forward with tough mind and tender heart. That there is a willingness to focus on that which is ours to do, to hold steadfast to truth, that we are all interdependent, and that we open our heart to the law of vibration of love, and that we allow love, which is a mighty attractor factor, to attract to us and to our cause and to our purpose, that highest vibration of good, where anything that is unlike it flows back into the nothingness from which it came, for there is nothing to sustain it. And I claim and affirm that there is an open heart that moves forward with compassion for self and all others. There is a willingness to forgive self and all others. And there is that commitment to hold steadfast to truth. And in so doing, moving forward to ensure that each of us is doing our part to create a world that works for everyone. And I am so grateful for this truth, that God is all there is. Each of us is a part of it. And its loving presence is available to us right here, right now. And in this deep gratitude, I release my word into the activity and action of the law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And now is our time of conscious giving. And this is our opportunity to put the law of giving and receiving into action for our community online. You can go to our website, cslportland.org, scroll down and find the donate button and make your donation. And for those of us here in the sanctuary, if you would take what you brought to share and place it over your heart, and let's repeat together. Graciously I give from a tender heart, knowing that as I give, so do I richly, lavishly, abundantly receive. And would our ushers please begin collecting our gifts as our chant.
More than enough, more than enough, more than enough, more than enough, more, much more, more than enough, more than enough. I am more than enough. I have more than enough. There is more than enough. More, much more, more than enough, 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 more, much more, more than enough, more, much more, more than enough.
One more song from Paulette. I'd like to mention both of the songs that Paulette is singing today are originals by Paulette.
If you woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed, there's something you can do. It's better instead. If you keep on thinking about anything that makes you sad, there's one solution and it really isn't bad. It's so simple that anyone can do it. Count your blessings. When you got up this morning, could you imagine the sun? That's blessing number one. Did you wake up this morning with something to do? That's blessing number two. Something lovely for you to see. That's blessing number three. Your mood is revived and looking forward to what's in store. That's blessing number four. Keep on listening, 'cause you know there's more. If you woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed, there's something you can do. It's better instead. If you keep on thinking about something that makes you sad, well, there's one solution and it really isn't bad. It's so simple that anyone can do it. Count your blessings. Can you feel spirit waking and you feel so alive? That's blessing number five. When you relax and ignore all the conflicts, that's blessing number six. Pretty soon you'll be feeling like heaven. Blessing number seven. When you tune in to spirit and begin to think straight, that's lesson number 8. 'Cause it's never too late. By now you should be feeling great. If you woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed, there's something you can do. It's better instead. If you keep on thinking about something that makes you sad, well, there's one solution, and it really isn't bad. It's so simple that anyone can do it. Count your blessings. Okay, now you're in the groove and feeling fine. Blessing number 9. You feel more open. You can use these every now and then. Blessing number 10. Now you're feeling better. I know you can find your own grace. And soon you'll be dancing in this wonderful place. Don't forget, don't forget, count your blessings.
What a great synthesis of our Sunday message. Tough mind, count your blessings. What does it do? The feeling of gratitude, and pretty soon you're feeling fine. Now, if that doesn't work for each of us, I don't know what does. Thank you, Paulette. Yes, please, Consuelo, bring our love offering. All right, so on behalf of the Portland Center for Spiritual Living, I accept these gifts, knowing that as we receive them and we recirculate them as we pay our bills, support our community, support Centers for Spiritual Living in its mission of creating a world that works for everyone, knowing this blessing goes out into the world, blessing and prospering everyone it touches. Thank you. And so it is. Okay, well, maybe we might have a challenge counting our blessings. Maybe there's some that we woke up on the wrong side of the bed and we're feeling like I'm having a challenge counting my blessings. We do want to support you in prayer. Make our day. Ask us to pray. We love it. Marcy Beck, licensed practitioner, is back by the prayer table here in the sanctuary. There are prayer cards. Please fill one out and place it in the prayer box. They are sent out to our ecclesiastical team, and we do pray on those prayer requests for an entire week. For our virtual spiritual community, go to our website, cslportland.org, scroll all the way down, and it says make a prayer request. Click on that button, and just like magic, your request automatically goes to the inbox of every member of our ecclesiastical team. There's no delay in our pray for you. All right, so if you need prayer, if you need support, ask us to pray. And then for now, let's, if you're comfortable, stand and hold hands. If not, totally understand. You do what's right for you. Okay, and let's affirm together. Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
Something wonderful is flowing through me right now.
It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
And life is in my affairs.
And life is in my affairs.
I think it. I feel it.
I
I know it.
know it.
I count my blessings. And so it is. All right.
We'll sing our closing song now, Blessed Always.
Let
If you happen to be in the Portland, Oregon area, we'd love to have you visit in person. The Portland Center for Spiritual Living is located at 6211 Northeast Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We have inspirational services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. every Sunday. We also have many programs, classes, and workshops developed just for our online audience. To find out more, go to our website at cslportland.org and look under the Online tab. We have a variety of content dedicated specifically for our online listeners. Our mission is to open hearts, ignite minds, and make a difference. If you'd like to support our center, you can donate online at cslportland.org/donate. Our website is also the place to learn more about what's going on at the center or to contact us. Allow us to become part of your extended spiritual community. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are most welcome at the Center for Spiritual Living.